Alright, in this video we're going to be writing equations of lines from 2 points. So we're given 2 points. There's a line that passes through these 2 points. What's the equation of that line? We're going to be writing our equations in y equals mx plus b form. Remember, m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So from these 2 points we have to figure out what's the slope, what's the y-intercept, and then we just plug them in for m and b in our equation. Well, let's start with slope. So slope is our change in y over our change in x. Our change in y, so our xy is ending y minus beginning y, so 4 minus 3. And our change in x is ending x minus beginning x, so 5 minus negative 1. 4 minus 3 is 1. 5 minus negative 1 is the same as 5 plus 1. That's 6. So our slope is 1 over 6. So this line goes up 1 over 6. Up 1 over 6. Alright. So then we have our equation y equals mx plus b. We know what the m is now because we know the slope is 1/6, so we'll fill that in. 1/6 x plus b. And now we got to fill in y and x from one of these 2 points. Let's see. I'm going to pick... Oh, sorry, got distracted there. I'm going to pick, I don't know, the first point. It doesn't really matter. So I'm going to substitute 3 for y. And I'm going to substitute negative 1 for x. Let's see, plus b. So we have 3 equals 1/6 times negative 1, which is negative 1/6 plus b. Now I'm going to add 1/6 to both sides, get the b by itself. And 3 plus 1/6 is 3 and 1/6. So I write it as this equals b. Equals, let's rewrite 3 and 1/6 as an improper fraction. Let's see, 3/6 is 18 divided by 6. 3 is 18 divided by 6, plus an additional 6 equals 19/6. So now we know everything we need for our equation. Our equation is y equals our slope, 1 over 6x, plus our y-intercept, which is 19 over 6. Okay. Next arm, we need to find our slope. Let's see, negative 2, negative 5, and negative 5, positive 5. So our slope, change in y over change in x. Well, our change in y is our ending y, 5, minus our beginning y, negative 5, over our ending x, which is negative 5, minus our beginning x, which is negative 2. So 5 minus negative 5 is the same as 5 plus 5, that's 10. And negative 5 minus negative 2 is the same as negative 5 plus 2, which is negative 3. So our slope, we're going to rewrite the fraction so that the negative sign is out front. Negative 10/3. So this line goes down 10 spaces, forward 3. Right, so now, here's our equation. Y equals mx plus b. We know the m. Y equals negative 10/3 x plus b. And now we're going to pick one of these 2 points. Now sometimes you can pick a point, and also you had a point where the x was, say, a 3. And then that would cancel it out. This 3 down here, the denominator, we have a whole number. But that's not an option up here, so we're just going to deal with it. So let's see. Let's pick this point here. Negative 2, negative 5. Why not? So y is negative 5 equals negative 10/3. Our x-coordinate is negative 2 plus b. So let's see. Negative 5 equals negative 10/3 times 2. Well, If you multiply a fraction by a whole number, we just multiply the numerator by that whole number, so this becomes negative 10 times negative 2, which is 20 thirds plus b. All right. Now I'm going to take negative 5 here. I'm going to change this into a number of thirds. So negative 5 is the same as, so I cross it out to save space here, negative 15 thirds. And let's see, so then we're going to subtract 20 thirds from both sides. So we get negative 35 thirds equals b. So now we have our equation. Y equals our slope, negative 10 thirds x, plus our y-intercept, which is negative, so we'll just write that as minus 35 thirds. All right, do a couple more. Let's see. Negative 4, 4, and 0, negative 3. This is going to be a little easier here. All right, so first we find our slope, change in y, or change in x. Our change in y is our ending y coordinate, negative 3, minus our beginning y coordinate, which is 4. Our change in x is our ending x coordinate, which is 0, minus our beginning x coordinate, which is negative 4. So negative 3 minus 4 is negative 7. 0 minus negative 4 is like 0 plus 4, so that's 4. Our slope is negative 7 over 4, meaning that this line goes down 7 spaces, forward 4, down 7, forward 4, down 7, forward 4. Okay. Our equation, y equals mx plus b. We already know our m, it's negative 7 fourths. We'll write that in, plus b. We'll pick one of these points. Now here's an opportunity. I'm actually going to pick this point right here. The reason I'm going to pick this point is because it has 0 for an x-coordinate. So when I multiply 0 times negative 7 fourths, the fraction goes away. Makes things easier. Okay? So let's see. We're going to replace the y with a negative 3. We're going to replace the x with a 0. Plus b. And negative 7 fourths times 0 is 0. So the fraction goes away. Negative 3 equals b. And we're done. Also notice at this point here with 0, negative 3, it actually is the y-intercept. I probably could have just avoided all of this, but I want to be thorough. So our equation, y equals our slope, which was negative 7 over 4, x minus, because it's a negative 3, minus 3. There you go. And last one for our examples here. We've got the points negative 5, negative 3, and 0, 2. And notice again, because the x-coordinate is 0, this is where the line crosses the x-axis. I'm going to do the math anyway, but that's going to be our answer. It's going to be something plus 2 in the end. So first, our slope. Change in y over change in x. Our change in y will be ending y minus beginning y. So 2 minus negative 3. And by the way, just as a reminder, you can pick either point to be your ending point. It doesn't really matter. Your change in x and your change in y will change signs depending on which direction you go. So for example, 2 minus negative 3 is going to turn out to be 5. If we go in the other direction, negative 3 minus 2 would be negative 5. But in the end, your slope calculation, you'll end up with the same answer either way. So beginning x, 0 minus, or ending x minus beginning x. So 0 minus negative 5 is a positive 5. So if we'd done it the other way around, we'd had negative 5 over negative 5. The two negatives would cancel out, and we still have positive. 5 over 5 is 1. Alright, so y equals mx plus b. We know our m, it's 1. Y equals 1x plus b. I wrote the 1 in there, but that's usually something you don't do. If it's just a coefficient of 1, you just leave the number off. Alright, let's see. So now we're going to pick one of these points. And let's go ahead. Let's pick this point instead of that point. We're going to show that it works out the same. So let's see. We're going to pick negative 3 for y equals 1 times negative 5 for x b. Negative 3 equals 1 times negative 5 is negative 5 plus b. We're going to add 5 to both sides. Negative 3 is 3 degrees below 0. And it goes up 5. We're at positive 2 equals b. And you can see if you put in 0 here for the x, this would have just canceled out. 2 would have been over here for the y. And you ended up with, well, you would have ended up with 2 equals 1 times 0 plus b, and that would have been 2 equals b over here. So we would have ended up with the same answer either way. Alright, so next, we're going to write out our full equation. Y equals, our slope is 1. We're just going to leave the 1 off. So there's 1 for m, but it's not going to show. X plus 2. That's our b. Good luck with the rest of these.